failed to appear. Bond will continue with no contact with the complaining witness. Anything further with respect? I'm going to wait for Ms. Freeman to have a seat because I know she was given different instructions than the ones I just saw when I brought her out of the waiting room. Okay.
I'm sorry, I had to use
further on behalf of Ms. Weir. Anything further on behalf of Mr. K-Mac?
No, thank you, Judge.
Nothing on behalf of Mr. K-Mac. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Mr. K-Mac, you're all set. Have a great day. Stay safe.
Welcome to the show. How you doing, guys? What's up, court nerds? Some of us are snowed in. Jersey's got rain. It's cold everywhere. And I'm your boy, Phil, with the top 5 clips of the day and a brand new format. So what you're going to do right now, you're going to be my test run. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you what we're doing. Get your QR scanners, get your cell phones, get whatever you're using. You're going to go on, and we're going to do this real quick. It's going to take 2 seconds. You're going to go on. Okay. And there it is. I'm going to show you what you are going to do. So here is the poll. And what is going to happen is, how we're going to start it is you're going to go on. We're going to screen share it. And here is the... So there is our analytics. And then here is how you are going to interact. So get your QR scanners ready. All right. And as periodically in between the clips, what I'm going to do is I'll flash this on the screen. Here's your code. So you're going to put the code in as well if you don't have the QR scanner. And what it does is it does the polling and something called a word cloud as we are streaming. And then as we go on, I'll pop it up from time to time and we'll show the results. Once I get my new overlay, this will be on the entire time in the corner. So the screen will be with the pollings and the rankings. And what's going to happen is once that's on the screen, it's going to dictate what clip I may play next from the day. So I'll have a list of clips and then what's going to happen. So today we're just going to do a test run and we're going to do the polling. But without further ado, let's get into the clips. That's why everybody is here. So this is what you have to do. I'll put it on 1 second, and then I am going to get to the clips. So you're going to QR scan here, or you go to menti.com and put in code 7434. It takes you right to the 2 polls that we are doing today. Okay? And you vote, you comment, and I will flash them on the screen. So let's get to the clips. Coming in at number 5 is out of Thurston. Boy, he likes dropping F-bombs. Here we go. Let's do it up to it first.
4-8.
Number
5.
The day.
I would, Your Honor.
Yes.
I know they asked for 15 days, but I would argue to deeper.
Okay, hang on, just a minute, Mr. Witt. You're getting way ahead of where we're at here. And so, if you want to plead guilty, we'll go through that process. The city's going to make a recommendation. I don't know whether it's agreed or not. I'll hear from Ms. Langley. And if you want to make an argument about less than that, that's going to come later. So the initial threshold question is whether you wish to plead guilty here today.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll plead guilty today.
And I promise when it comes time for sentencing, I'll give you a chance to speak before I make any determination about that, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure. Give me just a minute here.
Looks fucking sick, don't I? I mean, my eyes, you can see it. No. Just feel it.
Okay, so Mr. London, on the case ending in 048, I'm looking at a statement of defendant on plea of guilty, which says you're pleading guilty to 1 count of criminal trespass in the first degree. To that charge, a plea of, you understand when that's a gross misdemeanor, I should say. which carries with it a maximum penalty of 364 days jail and a $5,000 fine. Do you understand that?
No, Your Honor, but I do now.
Well,
I
I'm
didn't,
not sure what you,
well, I just heard plead guilty to 14 days.
okay. But the maximum you can get is 364. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, if you guys,
Okay.
I'm fucking
Okay,
sick to death, Your Honor, with the system and not even,
okay. Okay, so don't, whoever muted them, please don't do that.
He said, don't mute him. Don't mute him. Why are you muting him?
Was that, did you mute him?
Did you mute him?
No.
There
Oh,
you
I'm sorry. I didn't know his was.
Yeah, don't, please don't do that. So Mr. London,
yes, Your Honor.
give me just a second here.
Yes, Your Honor, we've known each other for 20 years.
Okay.
They call it time.
Okay, so you're here on an old, or not old, not too long ago, a criminal trespass charge for arraignment. And so I've been told, it just happened about a month ago, actually.
Yes, Your Honor, and I walked in this.
Okay, so hang on just a second here. And so, you know, there's some, we can get you to where you want to go, but there's some steps we got to take first, right? And so if you want to plead guilty to that, if you think you're not guilty of that, you want to set all this for trial, we can do all that. If you want to plead guilty and resolve this today, then we need to go through the plea form first. Once we get through the plea form, then I'll give you a chance to explain and all of that. You understand that? And I know you complained about the system is, but part of the system is there's things I'm required to do, one of which is go through this plea form with you. And I promise it won't take too long, but I'm going to need a few minutes to do that, if that's what you want to do.
Yes, Your Honor. It's just, you have to forgive me, Your Honor, for the pain that I'm going through mentally right now with life. Okay, I'm 46 years old and I don't get nobody to hold my hand, you know? And
well, let me get through this plea form and then we'll have a discussion about all that. I promise you, when the time comes, I'll let you speak as much and as long as you want. But I just want to make sure we get through this plea process first, okay? So do you understand when you plead guilty, you give up all the rights, you know, the right to trial and appeal and all of that?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So as you said, the city's going to recommend, it says 364 days in jail with 349 suspended, give you credit for the 4 days you have, which means you have 11 left to go. That's what they're recommending. And then stay away from the Safeway on Marvin Road. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
They're also asking for a mental health evaluation and compliance with whatever's recommended. Do you understand that? And is that something you're willing to?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that realistic? Okay.
I mean, realistically, Your Honor, yes, because I also have a charge in Olympia that I prefer to be in mental health treatment, but I need a mental health treatment where I live there while I'm going to treatment, not while I'm in custody, but while I live there, live and work treatment. Right. And I'm just so, Your Honor, it's not good. I'm 5 days sober right now. I'm sorry. Forgive me. And I don't see it getting no better.
And the,
it gets better for us.
And you'd understand I'm not required to do that. Like I say, I'll hear from you. I'll hear from the city. And then anybody make any threats or promises other than what's contained in that plea recommendation to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
I was told,
Paragraph 11 says on January 17th, 2023, you went into the Safeway at 1243 Marvin Road in Lacey, and you've previously been trespassed from that store. Is that true as far as you know?
Yes, Your Honor.
And this is your signature?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will accept your plea, enter a finding of guilty to criminal trespass in the first degree. Enter a finding the plea was made knowingly and voluntarily, and we will proceed with sentencing. I'm going to hear from the city. I'll hear from Ms. Langley, and then after that, Mr. London, I'll hear from you. I'll let you speak to me and frankly, I might even have some questions for you. So Mr. Sharp, I'll hear from the city.
Thank you, Your Honor. The city would ask the court adopt the recommendation. This is carefully considered. Mr. London has extensive criminal history going way back. A lot of it in Lacey. Over the last 10 years in Lacey, there have been 5 convictions for crimes at that exact same location. One of those he's on probation for still. The others, are older and closed now. We're asking for the 15 days, contemplating all of these cases. So we're not asking for separate probation violations on the 3 cases that he's violated probation for. We're looking for 15 total here, with the mental health treatment being the rehabilitative angle. He's already ordered to undergo mental health treatment on the case ending in 4471. That's the malicious mischief case from just a couple of months ago. I absolutely heard what Mr. Lennon was saying during the plea acceptance process, and the city sympathizes with this situation. I understand his frustration there. I think I understand. I hear it from him. The city's also frustrated. We keep seeing Mr. Lennon back over and over on these cases. With all of this together, city believes that 15 days is, if anything, lenient, certainly justified. Thank you.
Ms. Langley?
Thank you, Your Honor. I understood this to be an agreed recommendation, but I also know that Mr. London's concern he expressed to me is getting the treatment that he needs, and that he has one more case to address outside of this court. And I'll let the court know I had suggested that if he's going to be still in jail for a while, I could attempt to connect the liaison from Northwest Resources with him now. So maybe he could start having some assistance and something in place when he does get out, because I think that's when he gets.
But
Okay, Mr. London, and I told you I'd give you a chance to speak, and now is that chance. So go ahead, I'll hear from you.
I'm sorry, Chris. It's just being homeless. Okay, being homeless. I don't know what I'm going to end up doing when I get out there. I could go on a good run where I have a couple good weeks in a row, and then bam, all of a sudden I walk into Safeway one day because I think I'm going to go in there and steal me a beer. And I'm back to ground zero again.
At least he's honest about it.
I was stealing a beer from fucking Safeway every day for like 2 years straight.
Here come the F-bombs.
And I've known you a long time, Your Honor, and the prosecutor. I got my brother's friends are cops. Why does Teddy steal a beer every day? Why can't Teddy fucking get a place to live for mental health? Why isn't there a place for me to check into? Why do I got to go to these junkie bills to sleep? Why do I got to go clear a spot on the ground so I don't lay on the syringe so I can sleep? And why isn't treatment there for me? And then I'm 5 days sober in jail today.
Heather, he's talking to the judge like that because he's known him for years. They're boys.
And excuse me, Your Honor, for having any kind of emotion or feeling, but my mind hurts right now, and I need medication. And the medication they want to give me ain't the right kind of medication I need. They want to put me on medication that'll make me stupid. And when a guy might need 1 milligram of methamphetamine instead of like 4 grams of methamphetamine, he might need 1 milligram of methamphetamine every day instead of 4 grams of methamphetamine on Friday where he drinks too much. I don't understand why they think they got to have these other kind of drugs to help these people that they're obviously reaching for this. I don't know, Your Honor. And I've just been a lab rat, and I'm sorry for the disgrace that I fucking did for my family, and I can't even look in the mirror. And you know what? I can't even look in the mirror. I don't know what the kids are doing.
Okay, so Mr. London here, hang on just a second.
But I'm just saying, and I don't get no skin off your guys' back, but I don't even know what the kids are. And you guys don't.
Okay, I can't.
Can we help them get these kids?
Okay, so I can't interact with you if you can't.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You need to take a deep breath here. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question, and I don't know the answer to this. I think you raised some good questions about, terms of just general healthcare within our community and our country. And those are, I'm not sure I really have some good answers for you. If you want me to be completely blunt with you, my question, and I'm not a doctor in terms of what's prescribed and what's the good medicine or the bad medicine. I'm just not in position to do that. I don't think it's ever a good idea to have any amount of methamphetamine. I will say that. Have you ever been or received services or got the benefit of services with VHR? Behavioral Health Resources?
They I don't know, Your Honor. I'm gonna say the way they treat me is, I don't like it. It's not,
Okay.
it's
Well,
not,
I
I'm
mean, I
not,
don't, all right.
I'm not acceptable for it's the old school. And you know, I've been on methamphetamine since the 3rd grade, prescribed to me by the doctors.
Yeah, I can't
I'm
speak to
just
that.
saying.
Can we just stop for a second? He literally just said he was prescribed methamphetamine by the doctor. He goes on to explain, but that didn't sound too good in court.
Mr. Okay,
And now that I'm older,
Okay,
not,
hang on. Let me talk for a second here. And then we're going to conclude here. We can't, and then I'm going to make a decision on what's going to happen with you in the, with regard to this case. But, you know, again, I'm not aware of any doctor ever prescribing methamphetamine for anybody. I will say that.
Ritalin is
With regard to this
methamphetamine.
case-
Adderall
Okay,
is
sorry.
methamphetamine. I'm sorry.
It's an amphetamine, not methamphetamine, Teddy. Time to go to the Safeway and grab yourself a beer.
Your Honor.
With regard to this case, so Mr. London,
Where'd Teddy go?
you know, I don't know what the answer is in terms of, you can't go to Safeway. At some
Yes.
level, you must know that. You just
I know I
go
can't go to Safeway, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
right.
But you know how much this costs me right now? It gives me 5 days to sleep. I haven't had nowhere to sleep in a long time. I OD'd on fentanyl in the bathroom.
That's tough.
Like 2 weeks ago, I was dead. 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
That's tough.
So,
I'm thankful to be alive, but 2 weeks ago, I overdosed. Dead.
all right.
I don't even thankful somebody came and got me out of the bathroom. I don't remember how I got out. They took pictures. It's embarrassing. But Your Honor, I've known you 20 years. You've always been fair to me. I was hoping today that maybe you could give me a little time off of the thing. So maybe send me home today. I don't got no home, no, to tell you the truth. And my mind is so fucking scattered. I can't get comfortable in jail. It's cold.
So here's Mr. London, here's what's going to happen here today. Like I say, I'm not sure what the right answer is, and I
Yes.
certainly can't speak to your long-term future. You have some issues you need to deal with. Mental
Yes.
health treatment or some sort of examination would be helpful. The resources that I'm aware of is BHR, the Behavioral Health Resources. You're saying, well, that doesn't really work for you. And again,
I'll try.
hang on. Just don't let me finish, please. And I'm not really, you know, I can't speak to that other than to say that that's what I would recommend, at least where you can start. I'm not aware of any, you know, where you can go and get mental health treatment to be held, but with regard to this case, I mean, jail's not the answer either. And so it'll be 364 days in jail with 360 suspended, give you credit for 4 days early, so you'll be getting out. I am going to do one thing that's a little bit different. There's what's known as a designated crisis responder. And I'm going to have you talk to one of those individuals before you're released. And there may be a facility you can go to or not, I don't know, but I'm going to have you look at them. But, you know, and it's frustrating for me and it's frustrating for everybody. And it's probably frustrating for you in terms of, you know, I wish there was some sort of, for lack of a better term, prescription or sentence I could fashion that gets you the help you need. But all I can do is say you need to get that evaluation and go forward with it. I can't do much more than that, but that's what I'm going to do here today. It'll be suspended for 2 years. Don't have any criminal law violations. Stay out of the Safeway at Marvin Road. Do pursue a mental health evaluation. And I'm not going to impose any financial obligations at all. And that's pretty much it.
Do I get 1/3 off good time?
You're getting released today. You're getting credit for time served and released.
Credit for
You
time.
get released today?
Well, yes, after you deal with the DCR, the designated crisis responder, they're going to talk with you. Then if you're qualified, you know, if they deem that you should go to a different facility, you'll do it. Otherwise, you'll get released. And that's it. All prior conditions remain on the other cases.
Thank you, Chris Langley. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're
Care.
welcome. Give me a minute. I'm going to need a few minutes.
All right, Mr. Teddy. All right, so we'll just go quick. Oh, look, we got 7 participants. Look who's in the lead. Judge Simpson is our first up still. Second is Pretrial Manning. Third, Judge Bryant. Fourth, Middleton. Want to know the others? You can also comment in there. All right, guys. Also, just if you're just coming in, you can go to Menti. It's Menti. I'll show you show you real quick. You can either hit the QR scanner or you can go to menti.com, 7434-2601. Put it in, cast your vote. Cast your vote. We'll show the results as we go along. All right, here we go. Let's roll to number 4. It's not a day without our boy, Judge Simpson. He took a half day. He took a half day today. And he was compassionate, Cedric, today. So at number 4, we're calling this one Simpson and the Chef.
4.
The matter conversation with Mr. Davis yielded new information.
And you know my favorite lawyer, the supervillain from Hydra.
Essentially that of an admission of having used cocaine while on bond. And
Davis, what do you want to tell me?
Your Honor, I apologize on behalf of myself and my shortcomings of using. And also I would like to ask potentially for not only the 83 residents that I cook for every day, the opportunity to seek help that I need.
When's the last time you used?
Would have been that for whatever, I believe my last positive test, it would have been 2 days prior.
So February 8th.
that would be
Yes.
You didn't use after that?
No, sir.
All right, let me ask you this. You were here before me on the 15th of this month,
Yes, sir.
and I told you to test that day.
I did. So,
I haven't gotten to my question yet.
apologize, Your Honor.
What did you do to try to make sure that test might come out negative?
I did actually nothing on that day. Uva actually had recommended, he was like, just take your time, make sure. I went out and I got breakfast after court. I haven't done anything to tamper with my tests.
Young man, how old are you?
I am 33, Your Honor.
How often are you using?
Well, the last time I used was,
How often are you using? That's a different question.
How often?
You already told me the last time that you
using?
How often do you use?
I do not use regularly
I love serious
anymore, Your Honor.
Once a week? Twice a week? How often are you using?
Prior to that, I was using probably about twice a week.
So if you're correct that the 8th was the last time you used sometime prior to that week too, right?
After I had gotten on bond, Your Honor, I've only had one slip and that was it.
You want to tell me that?
What's that?
Sure you want to tell me that?
I've been working.
Saying after you got on a bond, you only had one slip?
I've only used once since being on bond, and that was my positive test, Your Honor.
You've had 2 positive tests.
2.
Actually, you've had 3.
3.
Well, prior to being on bond, I was using very, very, very regularly.
What about now?
Okay. Young man, look.
You got a chuckle out of Simpson.
Here's the problem. And what, well, let me ask this. What treatment have you gotten?
I have started to go to NA and AA meetings on my way home from work. I know tomorrow I have a scheduled COP intake at 8:30 with Mr. Brown.
Look at his face.
And that is as far as that goes as of now.
Simpson bomb.
You need to get yourself into an outpatient treatment program.
Like now, dude.
And here's the reason I'm going to tell you that. Man, I've been dealing with addicts a long time. And they've got one problem. Well, a number of problems, but they have one problem, and that is when it comes down to it, they just start lying. And they start lying to the people that can help them. I've known Mr. Doss for a long time. And I'm going to tell you, he wouldn't have come lying to this court. He'd come with your statement. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then as you're standing here today, you're still not willing to kind of come forth with everything. Because I think you're using more frequently than you're saying. And I think you're trying, all of your energy is spent trying to do it in a way not to get caught.
See where you're coming from, Your Honor?
Oh, yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Big man, why would you send your attorney in here to tell me that you hadn't used?
I made a mistake.
No, but why would you send him in here to do that? Everybody makes mistakes.
Right. Because it is difficult to own your mistakes.
So what's it going to take?
I mean, I'm willing to put, meet it 100% and get the help that I need.
I need a new order. Ms. Kirby, you had something you wanted to say to me.
So it appears from community corrections that his pH on the abnormal creatinine day was 7.9. So they're getting the level from February 10th as well, but on the day that he had the abnormal.
It was 7.9.
Yes, and okay, so then they just said that on 2/10, it was 6.2.
Yeah.
So my problem is, with the pH levels and with what Mr. Davis is saying, that's still not adding up. There's no doubt in my mind that Mr. Davis is a person needing treatment. I have no objection to him going to outpatient treatment. But the problem is, I don't know how long that's going to take, and it's evident to me that Mr. Davis will not be stopping taking drugs in that time, regardless what he's telling the court, because he's not being completely honest with the court currently. So I'm asking for a remand, and I would agree to, if he finds an outpatient treatment, that he can be released to that treatment. But I don't believe at this time he's being fully honest with the court, and maybe not with himself, about his addiction issues.
Well, I would ask the court not to do all that. Outpatient is very hard to find once one is inside, and he is scheduled to meet with Mr. Brown tomorrow, which I think is a very good first step. In addition to that, given the substantive issue, if the court wanted to increase that frequency, I think that may also help to get with the program, so to speak.
So, Mr. Davis, if you use again, if I let you go and you use again,
I will not.
Make that promise. But and what should I do?
Definitely remind me, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. I got your clip coming too, Sean. Silent Unc Simpson. Pondering Simpson. What to do, Unc Simpson?
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to remind you today. Although I'm going to let you know that in some respects, I do agree with, I'm going to need his signature on that. In certain respects, I agree with prosecutor, really should remand you. But I'm going to give you a shot. What I'm going to do is open to inpatient treatment. You're already set to come back before me on the 8th of March. So you're going to have to work hard to find some outpatient treatment program or programming. You're also going to test, and you've just signed this, that you're going to test at Community Corrections Daily. So you might as well head over there now. We'll make a copy of this order. If I get a positive test and you don't turn yourself immediately in upon notification of it, I'm just issuing a bench warrant for your arrest. No bond.
Wow.
Are we clear?
Oof.
Crystal clear, Your Honor.
Brutal.
Your best bet, young man, is to get yourself into some type of treatment like now, if you can, because the reality is you haven't been able to make it 2 months.
He's right.
Us testing you randomly, you're not going to make it much further unless you get some help.
He's doing him a favor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. At this time,
Your Honor.
bond will continue. Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Gotta love serious Unc Simpson. And he was off at 11. He was out today. I don't know what Simpson had to do today. Probably messing with the Michigan law students or something. All right, here we go. Let's go to the videotape. Let's check it out. Let's see what's going on before we get to number 3. Here we go. Remember, if you haven't voted, cast your vote. This is just a test run. This will be on the overlay coming next week. Once I get everything's getting designed as we speak. And the poll results are Simpson still in the lead. I can't believe Manning is at bottom 3rd. Wow. Woo-hoo-hoo. Middleton in 4th. Wow. And Bryant, a close 2nd. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. We're going to get to the word cloud also. We'll get to the word cloud. Word cloud. Describe your favorite judges. Considerate, strict, compassionate, tolerant, professional, boss, goofy, smart, sassy, fiesta, caring, laughter, law-loving. I love it. Boss bitch. Dad cares. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. Oh, we're going to have some fun on the live once I get that new overlay, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Robert. Let's get to number 3 on the board. Number 3. Here we go. Let's tee it up. Let's tee it up for the boys. And we are going to...
You know that Derek Shepard.
Timeout. There is another partial timeout. So coming in at number 3, timeout part 3 with our boy, Judge Stevens out of Texas. Let's do it to it. Number 3.
Yes, okay. But we're here on Mr. Zachary first. All right, in 21-36294, Mr. Zachary, we went over this. Here's the indictment. It says unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, state jail felony, under that prior.
I was never in a vehicle.
Just listen. It says unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, state jail felony, and there's the indictment. That states in summary that on or about December 7th, 2020 in Jefferson County, Texas, you intentionally and knowingly operated a motor vehicle, mainly a Ford automobile owned by Willie Fisher without the effective consent of the complainant, Mr. Fisher. Okay. If found true beyond a reasonable doubt, that is a state jail felony, which carries with it, if that's all there was, no less than 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail and a fine up to $10,000. Now, paragraph 2 right here goes on to allege that. Hold on, you're gonna get speaking.
Hold on.
This says here that the grand jury further presents that prior to committing this offense of this state jail felony, you were finally convicted of robbery, a second-degree felony in 2011 in the 252nd District Court of Jefferson County, Texas. That doesn't end there. There's a third paragraph that says prior to the paragraph 1, the unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, it says that you were convicted of another robbery.
We already made a deal, so that's.
I'm sorry, you keep interrupting this court. We're gonna put you in timeout if you keep doing that. She has to take everything down, and when you interrupt, she can't take both of us. And actually, the law says she's the most important lady. Because everything has to be transcribed by a court reporter. When two people are talking at the same time, she can't do her job, which means the two people talking get in trouble. Just listen. This third paragraph states that you were convicted in October of 2014 in the 252nd District Court of robbery as second degree. If all of that was found true, you would be convicted of a state jail felony of unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. But because these two prior convictions are alleged, if those were proven true beyond a reasonable doubt, your punishment range, and because it says after that first conviction became final, you committed another and were convicted. So then you were punished of the state jail felony. It's a state jail felony, but you would be punished as though it were a second degree felony. But in the judgment, it says state jail felony. But the punishment is no less than, it's a special state jail felony now, no less than 2 nor more than 20 years confinement in prison and a fine up to $10,000. Now, you just need to know that's what you're facing, okay? You understand? That's what you're facing. Now, how this plays out, that depends upon a jury trial or discussion, an agreement that y'all reach. But that's what the grand jury is indicted.
So you're enhancing it 2 times.
And there's a second indictment also, Your Honor. Sorry to interrupt the court.
There is. Officer Zach?
Yes, Your Honor.
21-36294 unauthorized use of motor vehicle, as well as 21-36186 evading.
Yo, do you have Mr. Zachary's file? The other file? All right, at 21-36186. This is an evading arrest or detention. And this is a state jail felony as well, with the same 2 priors alleged. So the same rules apply. If you were found guilty of this state jail felony, it's a state jail felony, but it's a state jail felony not punished as a regular state jail, but as a special state jail, which means you would be looking at no less than 2 nor more than 20 years confinement and a fine up to $10,000 on that case as well. So you've got 2 cases which you facing punishment based upon those robberies that you previously were convicted of, if that's true, if that's true. I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. But those are the two cases. Okay, so it's set for trial. We'll try one. And we'll try the other. And those sentences could be added on to each other if they were actions that were charged on different days, which one's on November 20th of 2020. The other one is December 7th. It's a separate event. So, all right, those are set for trial. Thank you. That is all. Next is Cancel Baldwin.
Well, I just want to fire my lawyer. Can I fire him? My bond, I mean,
Yes, Ron.
No.
I've made several, I wrote you a letter. And I've made several complaints. And I've been incarcerated for 22 months, and I was asking the ruling, could you make a ruling on any of my motions?
Denied.
And
They're denied.
I was
And we're moving for trial.
I was
You need to get to trial. So you've been in there too long.
that's when I was
That's what we're gonna get this for trial.
but I bonded out and I had missed my court date
You shouldn't have done that.
due to transportation issue. And I was just trying to see if I can get my bond reinstated.
Denied. Yeah, the court is familiar with that. And no, we're moving forward. No, we're not letting you out.
And I was never inside a vehicle.
But this is the trial. You'll get this explain all of that to a jury in each of your cases. Okay, that's all. And you can hire anybody you want, but until you hire somebody,
I've been explained.
that's all. That's all. You're not going to interrupt this court constantly. I've already warned you 3 times. You need to act better than that. A jury is not going to appreciate the way you act. I'll tell you that. Cancel Baldwin. Cancel.
That was great. That was classic Stevens. Guys, don't forget your merch. I know Sean ordered a bunch. Thank you very much, Sean. He put in the code. I actually fixed that, Sean. It was just I had to click all. And I also have another shirt coming. It's going to say Simpson. It's going to say Simpson, Middleton, Bryant, and Manning in like Gothic words. That's the new one in all different colors. All right, here we go. The number 2. You know I love me some Judge DeSanto from Wyandotte. I say Judge Dad never disappoints. He always gives life lessons. But in terms of defendants, nobody gets a more consistent base of kooks than DeSanto. And I think her attitude eggs it on a little. Now that I watch her a little bit, she the way she looks at them, she eggs them on. I swear she's trolling these defendants. I swear. All right, here we go. This is what I call the number 2. Excuses. Oh, that's not it. Here we go. This excuses, and more excuses. Let's go.
2.
Is this your copy, Mr. Serrano?
Pardon me, Your Honor?
Is this your copy? Because I have.
Judge Mom.
I did not have it from the start.
Dang, Sean.
When I got here today.
I know that, so that's your copy.
Oh, okay, I'll keep it.
Okay. All right, so counsel, what's happening today?
Your Honor, she's acknowledging and pleading guilty that she's failed to pay, and she has some explanation. It's been 8 years, but Your Honor, we would hope that the court would hear her explanation.
All right, ma'am, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear for the testimony about giving this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right, so ma'am, you heard what your attorney indicated, correct?
Yes. Yes.
As to the allegation you failed to pay, which is a probation violation, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And you've gone over your advice of rights with your attorney, correct?
Correct.
And you understand all of those rights.
Correct.
You also understand that by entering into a plea, that you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically your your right to have a contested hearing.
Yes.
And has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No.
And you also understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea today. And the recommendation, which this court does not have to follow, is to revoke probation and close your case without improvement.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And knowing all that, you still want to continue with the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And counsel, if you can please vote your client.
Ms. Jones, is it true that you're on probation to this court, have been for a number of years?
Yes. I thought the case was honest.
Hold on. Ma'am, only one can speak at a time because it's on Zoom. And so it will pull and we won't be able to hear everything and we won't be able to record it. Okay? All right. So the answer to the question is that you've been on probation to this court. And the answer is what?
I was saying, when I called and talked to him, I thought that it was closing. They just wanted me to pay the money to close my case. I didn't know there was still probation, but I know I violated it and I know I stopped going to it. So, but I didn't know I was still currently on probation. I just wanted to pay you guys the money and just close my case for what I thought.
Okay. All right. And so counsel, you may continue.
Well, Your Honor, she's pretty much said it. You agree, ma'am, that you were ordered to pay fines and costs and that you failed to pay fines and costs in the amount of $3,328. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I'm satisfied.
And the court is also satisfied that the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea to the probation violation.
Years.
And counsel, as to the recommendation.
Your Honor, we would hope the court would not incarcerate my client. Yes, it's an old case. Yes, she still has things to do on probation. She's supporting one child. Your Honor, she is working at Henry Ford Hospital. She tells me she's getting some tax refunds back and she'll be able to make a substantial payment once that comes in. I'm sure the court around this time hears that all the time. But now my client just wants to go home. She said take care of her child and still work. I told her she has to address these matters. She's willing to pay $100 a month, Your Honor, if the court would allow her to do that.
Ma'am, did you have a payment plan set up back in 2015?
I can't recall. Honestly, I had a lot of different court fines for people. And I paid money to you guys. I got my receipt every month to fund it, but I gave y'all $750. But I had to also Lincoln Park and everything. I had to pay them. I had to pay a lot of money, and I'm just one person.
Hold on, please slow down. So in 2019, you posted a bond for $750.
Yes.
Let me see here. Your bond was forfeited.
I have the receipt for it.
Okay. You failed to appear. Let me see. Ma'am, please, only one can speak at a time on the Zoom here. Okay. So you posted a bond on April 2nd of 2000. I'm sorry, April 1st of 2000. No, that's when it was revoked. On April 1st of 2019, you were supposed to have been here for a probation violation for your failure to pay. You were not. So your bond that you had previously posted was forfeited.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Well, why didn't you appear in 2019 for court, ma'am?
My car was probably broke down. It could have been many of reasons. I was going through a lot then too. And once again, I'm just one person. I probably was out of a car. It could have been multiple reasons. My family be acting like they want to help me, but don't. It's just stuff. And I'm a single mom, just really out here trying to make it myself. You know, my family's not from here. I'm from Kansas, so I don't have cousins and aunties and stuff. So my mom feel like she doesn't want to be bothered with me because she's in her mood. I gotta figure it out on my own because I don't have nobody else. I gotta, pick and choose the right people to leave my kid with if I gotta go to work. It's too much weird stuff going on. So it's been a lot. But my son's getting older now. He's 10, and it's like I can, he's a little bit more, equipped to tell me stuff, so I can feel a little bit better. Maybe leaving him with a friend so he can talk to me. And I'm still in touch with my mom. I was surprised she came and got him last night when I got pulled over. Because it's like, if I'm not helping them, it's a problem, So I'm really just trying to, get myself together and stable. I got me another car. I'm working my job. I've been here for 3 years and everything. But prior to me working, I had 2 jobs, but I broke my hand really bad. I crushed all my bones and had to have pins and I had to wear the cast for like 5 months. So it put me down too. So I'm just really just trying to, get back to getting everything in order. And I had this wasn't the only, city that I had like tickets and stuff. I was irresponsible when I was a kid, and I'll take that. I wasn't doing right. But I had to pay Lincoln Park and them roughly the same amount of money for like course and all of them all put together, and I paid that, and they let me get my license back. So I'm really just working on everything. It's like coming together, but it's slowly happening.
Okay. And man, and I can appreciate that. I'm glad to hear that you're getting things together. But you owe this court a significant amount of money, and you've completely ignored us.
And I called and tried to check on it, but like my funds wasn't what it was, but I was still trying to like keep up with it. And when I talked to the lady, she had told me it was that much to just close it. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to go from there. But then like people start piling up and everything. And that's when I told them like, my income tax is not like I needed to go buy a house or a car again. So I can use half of that to, put it on there, and then I can do like $100 monthly payment. So it won't be so much right this month.
So all right, let me ask you this. How much are you expecting that you're going to be getting as a refund?
About 3,000 and some change to the government, and then 7 something from the state.
Okay. And so you owe this court $3,328. So I will let you do a payment plan, but you need to put down a little bit more of a down payment for a good faith effort, since we've been waiting for you for about 8 years.
Yeah, maybe like $1,000 down when I get my income tax, and then do the $100 a month, and then like I don't know, around the time again next year it should be paid off, because when I do my taxes again around that time, I can just pay whatever the dividend is.
Okay, so here's what the court's going to do. The court's going to indicate $1,000. When are you supposed to be getting your refund, ma'am?
Actually, anytime soon, because I filed at the end of January. They after 21 days they have to release it to you. So I filed January 30th.
Okay, so I'm going to indicate $1,000 by March 10th.
Okay.
If you receive it before that, you can make your payment first before that. And then on your then we'll indicate $100 per month on April 10th, and the 10th of every month thereafter. How's that?
That's actually good. That's fine.
That way it's the same date all the time.
Yeah, my rent's due the 5th. My car note's due the 25th. So yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Now, that doesn't mean make your $1,000 payment, forget about us again until your taxes next year, right?
No.
$1,000 payment, $100 per month, and then whatever the balance that's left doing next year, if you want to pay off with your next refund, you can certainly do that.
Okay.
Okay. One mispayment, man, you'll be back in jail.
Okay, I got you.
I got you.
So just make sure you're making those payments.
I got you.
Okay.
Okay, and so your new address is, so you're still at the same address, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Until I buy a home.
So you've just chosen to ignore us. Okay.
Oh, I didn't do it. I called her.
I'm just giving you a hard time, Ms. Jones. I'm just giving you a hard time. All right, so the court's going to indicate your probation's revoked, case is closed without improvement, and $1,000 by March 10th. And the balance of $2,328, $100 per month, starting April 10th. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
After 8 years, she took it easy on her. DeSanto took it way easy on her. Come on. All right, let's go to the polls. Let's go to the polls. Let's see what we got going on here. Judge Simpson, after 20 votes, is still in the lead. Manning taking second place. Middleton up third. Bryan drops to fourth. Woo-hoo-hoo. Look what we got going on here. I think Simpson has the lead comfortable, but Manning is coming in second. Close. Guys, if you haven't voted yet, here's your QR code. Also, you can go to menti.com on your phone, on your device, mobile app, anything, 974-34-2601. Cast your vote. This is just a test run to see what we're doing for our new overlay coming March 5th. March 5th is the new design for the show. Also, let's see what we got going on. Let's see, we got some more. Dad, boss bitch, I am down with DeSanto being Judge Mom. I am loving Judge Mom or Judge Auntie. What are we going to call her? Judge Auntie or Judge Mom? I may have to put that on a poll for tomorrow. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's go to the number one clip of the day. It is a doozy. It is a doozy. It's out of, I think it's Gwinnett, and it is a judge that has never been on my show before. I'm sure my court nerds in the chat has definitely visited this courtroom, but I just stumbled upon this. I got lucky, and he flips out over a pre-trial. Here we go with our number
one
of the day.
Now that there have been some motions and we were needing a motions hearing date. We were discussing the option of this Friday, February 24th, but then it was never actually calendared. So I'm not totally sure what happened, and I apologize for not following up with it on my end. I know that Ms. Woodruff had inquired with some people
Right here. Look behind you, there's Miss Woodruff. So right up here, there's Miss Alston.
Yes.
All you're gonna do is tell either of these ladies, this is the motion day.
Yes.
Guess what happened? It's done.
Yes, Judge, I understand. I didn't know that it wasn't calendared. And
that's why if you don't go through them, it's not gonna happen.
I understand, Judge, and there were email correspondences with Ms. Woodruff, and it just fell off.
No excuses, and you're new to the case, but it's a 2020 case.
Yes, Judge.
So it's gotta be moved. So what is it you need for a motion? Ms. Woodruff, don't go.
And things were in motion. I don't know why it wasn't eventually calendared, but things were in motion. I believe that what happened was that Ms. Woodruff had emailed Mr. Atkins, stated that there was supposed to be a motion to suppress filed. He wasn't sure if that was something he was intending on doing, and that's kind of where things dropped off.
No,
so I really don't.
No, Judge. No, Judge. Ms. Woodruff, she did send me something about a motion to suppress, but it was never my motion. It was the state's motion to introduce bad acts / similar transactions. It was a motion.
This is a nice bit of confusion. All right. Nobody seems to know what motion it was. It was supposed to be scheduled. That has delayed this case for 3 years. Come on.
Judge, I know for sure that the state has a 404B motion. I just don't know what was happening on defenses. That's all I'm saying.
Which defendant 404B?
All three. 3 defendants.
And you have a 404B motion that you have filed
Yes,
concerning each one of them,
yes, Judge.
okay? When did we try for that Friday after the no service? Those don't take any that long. They're proper.
This, which date is that? We had
March
3rd, March 3rd,
next week. Yeah.
March 3rd, for all three defendants.
Okay, if you're asking me, then I'm not going to say yes until I pull it up and look at it. That'd be March 3rd. You again, no,
Welcome.
service that morning. Done by 10:30. Don't start drug court until 12:30. It was fast. This thing's old. Of course, Mr. Atkins, he wants a new lawyer, so that's gonna slow it down.
It is, Judge, and I understand Mr. Martin's frustration, Judge. I haven't asked for a continuance one time in this matter. I don't mind going by there and talking to Mr. Martin, see if he at least wants me to handle that March the 3rd. I agree, Judge, all that will do is drag it out another 2 or 3 months to do that. I do agree with that. I do agree with you on that, Judge.
I don't remember you asking for a continuance either, but I mean, the last time I had
Nope,
it,
I understand, Judge.
they wanted like 120-day continuance or something like that.
Judge, since I've been on the case, I just filed the 404B motion, asked for a hearing on the 404B motion. We had discussed that February 24th date.
Love that progress. Thank you. All right. Get your verse, Mr. Martin, I'm gonna work my way around the room. I'll get to you. I haven't lost track.
Everybody.
You've got that. We'll see who's gonna represent him in a moment.
Okay.
Do you have any other motions you need to make?
I believe that is all I have filed in this case, Judge, and all I intend to file.
There's no filed a motion to suppress. People file the skeletal one, which doesn't count. I don't. All right, Mr. Martin, you want a new lawyer, right?
Yes.
Okay, you realize it's probably gonna delay the 404B motion, which is bringing bad acts. But that's up to you. I give everybody one free bite of the apple.
I see. I'm trying to get a clear understanding. I don't even know who is on my case now.
Well, I am. I was
know
on
my
case
case.
for years.
She didn't pay.
That she's new too.
So,
You're
I haven't even been in court or talked to Mr. Atkins, so I don't know that. I've just been sitting in jail and I'm writing you, but I'm not getting no response. That's why I did it. This wasn't trying to get a new attorney, so my case came before. This is another charge. And I understand that.
No, it's pretty major charge.
Yeah, I understand it, but
Mr. Hudson,
you,
Mr. Hudson, yes, Judge, you're working. Mr. Hudson, who are the other co-defendants of it? See if Mr. Hudson is.
Mr. Brandon is one of them.
What?
Mr. Brandon has one of the.
That's the end of that. Charges. Mr. Martin, snake bite yourself, you know.
I'm gonna say, I don't know. Well, we will see what happened March 3rd. Yeah, I mean, I will wait.
All right, so you want to at least wait till March 3rd. Then if you want to renew your motion after we get that part out of the limit.
I mean, I don't even know if the most that now.
Just process.
Can I at least
Still do the what's just listen. I'm the judge and I'm in charge of this. It's the best we listen to you. The case has been delayed. Your attorney is not asked any single continuance. He is not in charge of when your case. So I can change all the attorneys you want. They are not in charge of when your case is convened. When it comes in. You've got the problem, you've got two other co-defendants. And so not only do I have to deal with your attorney's availability, I got to deal with them, all the other courts that they're in. There's lots of moving pieces. I got to have you all here at one time. And it's old. It's an old case. Believe you me, it's got my attention. This is way too old now. I'm not interested in any more good excuses. I have enough good excuses. We're gonna bring it up in March. Have the motion then. And then you decide whether you want me to get you a new attorney. Get you a new attorney. Your new attorney will not be ready for some time. So all I want you to be thinking about is be careful what you ask for, because I give you one free attorney. If you don't like the attorneys color their eyes, I don't care what the reason is. Always give you one. Think about whether or not you use it. With that, you go to deputy sheriff, I'll see you on March 3rd.
But y'all can I say one more thing?
Sure.
Can you request that Steve Atkins at least give me a discovery packet? It's been 3 years, I don't have no paperwork.
Mr. Atkins, do you have any discovery on this case?
Judge, he got the paper discovery. He's got the paper discovery.
Okay,
He's got that, Judge.
Stop. He says he doesn't have it. If he got it, he lost it. Send it to him again. See how easy that is? Thank you. I appreciate that progress. With that, you may go to the deputy sheriff. Just get it. From you're trying to keep track of something in the jail for 3 years, that ain't gonna happen.
Thank you, Judge.
Get the act together, folks.
We make an announcement, Your Honor, on the Julio.
Only if you come to the podium so I can hear you. I'm tired of people talking to me from the audience, and I can't hear them. I just have them repeat themselves every time.
I apologize, Your Honor. Anthony Van Johnson representing the defendant Julio Eric Boissier, who is on the count this afternoon for a plea. However, probation is not here, and we need to address both the probation revocation portion and the plea at the same time. So the probation officer. Well,
that'd be nice. Look.
Yes, Your Honor. So the probation officer said she could be here tomorrow morning at 9:30. And so we're asking him to be brought back over at 9:30.
Speak, sir. See, in my world, we deal with all the things that go wrong. You be on the list to be transferred. See, we could be here, but unless they get this list by a certain guy, he's not coming. All right, see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Sorry, couldn't get it done today.
Chase, are you ready on Juice Bar?
I am.
Your Honor, can we have a Earl?
He has everybody on notice. That court tension you can cut with a knife. Everybody's moving like it's like he's just yelling at everybody. I love it.
Fine.
I mean, 3 years free trial. That's insane.
Yeah. Officer, do we have it? Earl, fine.
A hush falls over Judge Warren's Davis's court because no one wants to say a word. Bring in the next defendant. He carries on again, still.
Andy, on your notice of hearing on this 404B motion, add to that is I want a status conference on the case as well, because we're not leaving that room without a court meeting. I've added that one. It's just under my skin.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, Judge, may I proceed?
May.
Your Honor, this is 22B 4010-N. It's going to be the state versus Earl Trufant. Your Honor, he is charged with 1 count of escape. The state's recommendation is going to be a straight confinement sentence, 1 year to serve.
Where did he escape from?
And Your Honor, some work with me.
Imagine. Another work release escape.
And Your Honor, the factual basis, Your Honor, is he was sentenced, I believe it was a theft by shoplifting case.
Pretty self-sufficient. All right, so another work releases.
Yeah, Your Honor, the defendant was under sentence, I believe was a theft by shoplifting case. I believe he was sentenced to 10 years to serve some time in probation. Back on April 21st, 2022, the defendant.
Okay, that was the number one clip. Come on. A judge flipping out. You couldn't beat it. It was a slow court day. A lot of courts closed. I found this gem later on in the day. I was scrambling. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to pick? But then I got some honorable mentions. My man Sean sent me a clip today. Thank you, Sean. I'm going to put it up right now. I missed it. And if you miss a Judge Washington clip without recording it, they disappear. So thank you, Sean, for picking this one. This guy was literally obnoxious. But before we go to that, let's go to the voting, please. Let's see what's going on with our voting. And we have, Simpson still. Manning in second. Third, Bryant. Four, Middleton. Other would be, I see Judge Dad. I was going to put Judge Dad. Believe me, Judge Dad is going to be plenty of polls for us. Believe me. We have so much going on. Here we go. And feisty, wisdom, integrity, hilarious, sassy, law-loving, no nonsense, tolerant, smackdown. What's LBGTQIA? Sexy, stren. I think that's supposed to be stern. Strict, genuine, caring. Boss bitch is still my favorite. That's pretty much encompasses all of them. All right, let's go to my man Sean. Thank you very much, sir. Let's go to Sean and his clip. We are going to go to, I also have a couple extra clips for us at a Wyandotte. So let's go to it right now. Just give me 1 second, guys. Hold on 1 second. I'll show you this one while I'm bringing up the Washington one.
I have the judge here for you. You don't have to get.
This was out of Travis County at 5 a.m. The 5 a.m. Eastern time. It's probably what? So Texas time. If it's 5 a.m. in Jersey, what's Texas, guys? What's Texas in the comments? What would it be? About 3 a.m. So they wake these inmates up at 3 a.m. to get their bond hearing.
Just as long as you can hear her, okay?
Good morning, sir. My name is Tanisha Jeffers, and I'm going to be magistrating you this morning. First, we're going to go over your general rights. You have the right to remain silent. You are not required to make a statement. Any statement you do make, however, can and will be used as evidence against you should your case proceed to trial. You have the right to retain an attorney. You have the right to have that attorney present during any interview with any peace officers or other attorneys who may represent the state. You have the right to terminate at any time. If you are indigent and cannot afford an attorney, you have the right to request the appointment of an attorney. Is that him screaming, madam?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're gonna have to mute him.
All right.
That's okay. You will be given a reasonable time and opportunity to consult with an attorney, and you will be admitted to bail if allowed by law. Sir, madam, put a thumbs up on the screen if this, put a thumbs up on the screen if this is Mr. Peldo. All right, thank you. Sir, you have been charged with a third-degree felony injury to an elderly or disabled person. The range of punishment.
Your Honor, this is Patton. I'm sorry, I heard you wrong. Patton.
Holy shucks. Sir, you have been charged with first-degree felony aggravated robbery. The range of punishment on the type of offense in the state of Texas is a minimum of 5 years to a maximum of 99 years or life in prison and a $10,000 fine. That bond has been set at $25,000. You also, sir, have a Class A misdemeanor resisting arrest. The range of punishment on that type of offense in the state of Texas is up to 1 year in the county jail and a $4,000 fine. That bond has been set at $5,000. Sir, I have appointed you counsel this morning. Please take care of yourself.
No, Your Honor, leaving your discretion.
Alarms going forward to make sure that he doesn't miss the testing anymore. And we did have a serious conversation with him about the consequences if he does continue not to test. He also stated that he was going to be reaching out to probation to get more information about community service.
All right, what I'm gonna do is, anything from the prosecution on this? No, Your Honor, leaving your discretion. What I'm gonna do, sir, is bring you back in about 45 days just to see where you are. It's a little shy of 45 days. You need to make some sort of payment, like $25, whatever you can pay on that other ticket, given your circumstances, okay? But you do need to continue to test. That's what I'm bringing you back for mainly, to see if you're testing and doing what you're supposed to be doing, okay? So I'm gonna bring you back on April 5th at 10 a.m. to make sure you're on track and you started at least looking into your community service.
See, hi.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir. I'll see you then, April 5th at 10.
Oh,
All right, the court will recall the case of, nope, that's not it.
how nauseating.
All right. Are we ready to go on the what? Corona matter now?
Township is your honor.
All right, that's my man, Sean. Thanks, Sean. Much appreciated, my friend. Much appreciated. All right, I got something out of if you remember, I had this guy, the speed talker, Gary Lentz, and he's alleged pedophile, and I think he actually has some convictions for sexually explicit with the child. And he just talks real fast, and it's just chaos whenever he's on the Zoom. So he had a hearing this morning with Judge Anna.
How do you wish to proceed, Ms. Underwood and Mr. Lentz? He's going to
Your
plead.
Honor,
Sorry.
I'm endeavoring to find out whether Mr. Lentz's, the prior in 2009 would be a tier 1 or tier 2.
Can you call Chris Jones?
Your Honor, I might be able to shed some light on that for counsel.
Okay.
If you look at MCL 28.722, subsection let's just say it's pretty far down. It looks like it's a tier 2 offense.
Okay.
Let's see, it's 722 subsection S. and then Roman numeral
Mikey,
3.
what up, boy?
So
All right.
it says in the complaint, Your Honor, that assuming that is a tier 2 offense, this would be a tier 3 offense.
But he's saying he wasn't required to register back in 2009. So I don't know how that impacts it.
Perhaps this is the arraignment, Your Honor. Perhaps we could set a pretrial in a couple weeks and flesh this out and make Mr. Lentz more comfortable with the answer.
So,
Because you're right.
Mr.
that
Lentz,
doesn't
what I'm
complicate
gonna do
it.
is I'm gonna enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf, because we wanna make sure that, you know, that 2009 conviction doesn't impact this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna set this out to, April 5th at 8:30 in the morning. And we'll have you back on that day, and that'll give Miss Underwood some time to look into it so that we have a firm answer for you. All right, Mr. Lentz? Mr. Lentz?
Yeah, that's, you need me to find supplemental information with the court or?
Tap, 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 tap.
No, you're good. You are fine. So we're good. And Miss Underwood.
Mr. Lentz, you and
Hold on,
I would.
everybody, hold on. Everybody stop talking. Mr. Lentz, it's really hard to hear you because you're so far back. So Miss Underwood waived the reading of the felony information. She received all the paperwork from the prosecutor. What she's going to do now is look into your prior conviction, what the law was in 2009, how it applies today, and whether or not you will have to register as a sex offender if you enter this plea. So when we come back on April 5th at 8:30 in the morning, or before that, she'll have that answer for you, okay?
Yes, Mr. Honor.
All right. Okay, so Mr. Lentz, like I said, I'm gonna enter that plea of not guilty, and we'll see you back here on April 5th at 8:30 in the morning via Zoom, all right?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lentz, you're all set.
Our test run. Let's go to the voting, see what's up. What's up? Here we go. Let's see what's going on. We have, who's your favorite? Simpson still in the lead. Manning, Bryant, Middleton, and other. And we got any words up there? Nope. Nothing new. Guys, this is what you're going to be doing. If you want to cast your vote before the end of the show, use the QR code. Go to menti.com, 7434-2601. All right. We are going to go to everybody's favorite. Everybody asks. I will deliver. Let's do it to it. Judge Dad. We got to get a Judge Dad in here. We need Judge Dad. Give me a second. I'm pulling it up. I'm one man. Let's do it. Whoa. Here we go.
Come on up here to the podium. Come on. Your name?
Alonzo Dos.
All right. You have 3 contempt charges. I need to see.
Bang. Sean, my man. Thank you, sir. Another gifted membership, my man.
were charged failure to pay $213. On the A file, charged with failure to pay $783. If I find you didn't pay and your failure to pay was not without your fault, you could be incarcerated 1 day for every $10 owed. You can satisfy this in full by payment, in full by serving a jail term, or in part by payment, in part by serving a jail term. Pay some of the money for every dollar that you, or for every $10 that you pay, it reduces the jail term that you have to serve by a day. As an example, if you paid $113 on one of these that you're charged with failure to pay $213 on, you owe 100, you only have to serve 10 days on that. Do you understand that?
Yes, sure.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, sure.
Did
I
you
can't
sign
hear
where
you.
you understand
I can't
your
hear you.
rights?
Yes.
If you plead guilty at any time, you'll be giving up all of those rights, and there will not be a hearing or a trial of any kind.
I flash it on the bottom.
Yes.
You have the right to a lawyer. If you cannot afford one, I will appoint you one at public expense. Do you understand me?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Yes.
Would you like a lawyer?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
The charge you failed to pay $213 on file B. How do you plead?
What is that?
$213.
I don't have that in front of me, do I?
I don't know
What offense would that be?
That's the speeding. You owe $213 on B, $213 on C, $783 on A. So I'm asking you as to the B file, to the charge you failed to pay $213. How do you plead? It's either not guilty or guilty.
So that's what I'm asking, Your Honor. So I honestly, you see, I have.
What are you asking?
I have a couple of tickets. I'm trying to
You have
figure out.
three.
Exactly. One is
It doesn't matter what they are at this point because you lost. You didn't show up. So you have a speed on file B, you owe $213. There is signal, file C, you owe $213.
Oh, so I already.
And the file A,
I already missed the court date.
5 months ago. Come on.
Oh, jeez. So this is, okay, so.
This is a contempt charge.
I was under the impression that this was me. Okay, so yeah, so I've already missed the initial court dates.
Months ago.
For all charges.
First week of October.
Okay, so me fighting the CC.
Where this is a contempt charge at this point. You didn't pay it. You didn't show up. You didn't come.
Okay,
So how do you plead to the charge you failed to pay $213 on the B file?
And
I just need to know how you plead, not guilty or guilty.
before I take a plea, Your Honor, I want to make sure I'm pleading correctly. So I just want to know which ticket was this specifically?
File B. The charge.
Would that be the
is
turn
speed.
signal? Oh, you said speed.
To the charge you failed to pay $213 on that, how do you plead?
I plead guilty.
File C. To the charge you failed to pay $213 on that, how do you plead?
That's a different charge?
There's 3 charges.
Right.
The B file is for speeding. The C file is for failure to signal.
Okay.
Okay? And then you have the A file. The A file is failure to disclose possession of a concealed weapon, with a pistol. So to the charge you failed to pay $213 on the C file, how do you plead?
That's the turn signal?
It doesn't matter, does it? You lost. It's like if the Lions don't show up, they lose. It's a default. They forfeit. They lose. It doesn't
So I
matter.
plead guilty on the 2 traffic violations, the speed and the signal. I plead not guilty.
Hang on.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
The charge is failure to pay. I'm doing a horrible job here. The charge is failure to pay. You already lost.
Okay.
If the Lions didn't show up for a game on Labor Day, they lost.
Correct.
Okay, so you lost. You didn't show up. You lost.
Gotcha.
It doesn't matter what the charges are. They're civil infractions, and they're all for failure to pay. So on file B, the speeding, failure to pay $213, you pled guilty, right?
Correct.
File C, failure to pay $213. It doesn't matter at this point, but that's on the failure to signal. How do you plead to that?
Guilty.
On the failure to disclose possession of a concealed pistol, which is $783, Failure to pay $783, how do you plead to that?
Not guilty.
You paid that? I don't think you're.
Oh, no,
You're not listening to
I
me
didn't
very
pay
good.
that.
Either that or I'm doing like about the worst job I've done.
I get you.
in
I
20
didn't pay
years.
that, but so I'm responsible for them all, regardless of how I basically. I got you. So I still plead not.
So I'm asking you how you plead failure to pay.
Okay, not guilty. I mean guilty.
Did you fail to pay on the 3 civil infractions?
Yes.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No.
Pleas are accepted. You guys, you make your life worse more difficult when you don't show up. You really do.
I didn't get that.
Come on. We'll go over the Franken-Poet train. There has to be 4,000 letters there and another 20,000 in the landfill. Give me a break. I never lost a letter from the post office in my life, and I'm 64 years old.
Yeah, my address, my mail doesn't go. It doesn't matter.
You gotta keep your voice up for me. Where do you work at?
Redford, Michigan.
I didn't ask what city. Where do you work?
Oh, First Step Learning Center.
What do you do there?
I'm administrative assistant.
You have all of this to pay. That'd be 426 plus 783, which should be somewhere in the neighborhood of about, let's see, 783, 1183. It should be somewhere in the neighborhood of 1209. You have all that to pay?
I can pay it all today in full. Yeah.
I'm gonna cut these down for you.
I appreciate that.
But you're gonna learn a lesson here. Can't ignore courts, sir.
Your Honor,
I'm just telling you.
So
I've never seen anybody succeed at this.
The address that's on my license is my grandmother's address, the Detroit address, and I don't stay there. So that's that, but I don't care to give you the sob story and all that good stuff. It is what it is at this point. So I appreciate you for cutting the prices, and then I'll just work on getting the rest paid today.
You have it with you, right?
I have some of it with me in cash, and then I'll have to switch. I'll have to make a call to my bank. Yeah. Yes.
Guys are
you can
dope.
pay it now before you leave the building. That's the point.
Yes.
I'm gonna cut these down. All right.
I know it doesn't mean nothing too much right now, Your Honor, but just for the record, I don't know if you have like my complete file in it. I have you, but I've been pulled over numerous of times, and I've never, not once, had a CPL complaint or ticket thrown at me, and I've had my CPL for almost a decade at this point.
I'll cut the tickets down there 213 to 190, so that's 380 on the B and C. I'm gonna cut down the 783 file all the way to 525. With a 380 plus that, so it should be 905. $400, whatever. Go down the hall and take care of that. You're all set. Good luck.
All right, appreciate you.
Well, thank you. Taking Savannah Boda. Good luck. Cashier into the hall. Thank you.
You knew I had to end up. You know I had to end on a judge dad. for the final, let's see what happened. I think all the votes are in after 24. I appreciate you getting the votes in. Now remember, this is going to be back and forth when I get the new format and everything updated next week. This is going to be live on the screen in real time. So we're not going to be clicking back and forth. We don't have to keep going to it. We can just refer to it. I just wanted to see the interaction with you guys. 30 votes in, guys. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you had a good time. I will be live tomorrow. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Cha, Monica, all my moderators, Anna. I just want to thank everybody. Have a good night, and I will see you, Manya.